Good morning, students. Our today's topic of discussion for 10+2 accountancy is change in profit sharing ratio, treatment of goodwill. This is Gurjeet Luthra, your accountancy teacher. We have already done the valuation of goodwill in the earlier chapter, that how goodwill is valued according to average profit method, super profit method, capitalization of average profit method. Now we are coming across why we used to value the goodwill. Now for this, in change in profit sharing ratio, we have to check it out how to treat goodwill. That means whatever goodwill has been valued, how is it to be treated? Now, we can divide this discussion into two parts. First is when goodwill doesn't appear in balance sheet. Goodwill is not already appearing in balance sheet. So the treatment of goodwill in this particular case is basically what we want to know is why we want to treat goodwill. The treatment of goodwill is required just to compensate sacrificing partner by gaining partners. So when goodwill does not appear in the books, the journal entry for this will be gaining partners capital account debit to sacrificing partners capital account. Gaining partners capital account debit to sacrificing partners capital account. Let's take an example. A and B are partners sharing profits in 3:2. Now they have decided to share future profits in 1:1. Okay. Goodwill is valued at 50,000. Okay. Pass journal entry. So first of all, we will calculate sacrifice or gain. In case of A, old ratio is 3:5, new is 1/2. So which means answer is 1/10 sacrifice. In case of B, it is 2/5 minus 1/2. It is equal to minus 1/10. That is gain. Now the journal entry for goodwill will be, I have already told you, gaining partners capital account debit to sacrificing partners capital account. So our journal entry here the gaining partner is B. So entry will be B's capital account debit to A's capital account. And the amount, total goodwill is 50,000. Gain is 1/10 or sacrifice is 1/10. So this entry will be posted with 5,000. I hope it's clear. Okay. So this is the case when goodwill is adjusted through partners capital account. Okay. Then there's another case. In this very case only, when goodwill does not appear in the books, B, there's another method to do this. When goodwill is raised and written off. Goodwill is raised and written off. Now what is happening in this case? Here we will pass two journal entries. First will be raise the goodwill in old profit sharing ratio. That means we will make goodwill to appear as an asset in the old profit sharing ratio. The journal entry for this will be continuing the above example only. The journal entry, this is the example, AB32, new is 11, goodwill is 50,000. So we will raise the goodwill in old profit sharing ratio. The journal entry for this will be goodwill account debit to A's capital to B's capital in old profit sharing ratio. So this 50,000, the complete 50,000 will be raised in old profit sharing ratio, that is 30,000 and 20,000. And second entry will be write off the goodwill. Write off the goodwill. Now the journal entry for this will be write off the goodwill means it is to be written off in new profit sharing ratio. The journal entry for this will be A's capital debit, B's capital debit to goodwill in new profit sharing ratio. So this 50,000 will be written off, 25,000, 25,000. If we check out the net effect of these two entries, if we try to check out the net effect of these two entries, just see A, he has been debited with 25,000 and credited with how much? 30,000. So net credit 5,000. Similarly, B has been debited with 25,000 and credited with 20,000. So net effect is net debit 5,000. So entry for this will be, net effect entry will be B to A 5,000, 5,000, which is similar to our entry, this entry. Is it clear? So let's have a recap of this first method. What is happening in this case? That when goodwill does not appear in the books, we have got two methods. First, through sacrificing and gaining partners capital account. The general entry for this will be gaining partner to sacrificing partner. Obviously in gaining ratio oblique sacrificing ratio, whatever is applicable. B, when goodwill is raised and written off. Goodwill is raised and written off. The journal entries, two journal entries are passed. Number one, raise the goodwill, full value of goodwill. Goodwill account debit to partners capital in old profit sharing ratio. Second entry will be partners capital debit to goodwill, that means write off in new profit sharing ratio. Let's take another example. Let's take an example. X, Y, Z. Old ratio is 3:2:1. Now, in future, Y will have 1/2 of his old share and sacrifice of Y shall be taken by X and Y equally. Pass journal entry. That means we are talking about the first method. Pass journal entry for goodwill and calculate new profit sharing ratio. Now let's solve this question. Now see, Y will have 1/2 of his old share. So that means Y is a sacrificing partner. So Y's sacrifice will be 1/2 of his old share. Y's old share was 2/6. 1/2 of his old share, that means 1/6 is the sacrifice of Y. Now this sacrifice of Y shall be taken by X and Y equally. So X gain will be half of Y sacrifice, that is 1/12. Similarly, here it is X and Z, and Z's gain will be 1/6 into 1/2, that is 1/12. So this is Z's gain, this is X gain, and this is Y sacrifice. So what is the journal entry passed? Journal entry is always, as we remember, it is gaining partner's capital account debit to sacrificing partner's account. So here the gaining partner is X capital account debit. Again, the other gaining partner is Z's capital account debit to Y is the sacrificing partner, Y's capital account. And here the value of goodwill is 3 lakh. We must write goodwill is equal to 3 lakh in the question. So now what amount shall come in X capital? 3 lakh into 1/12. Z also 3 lakh into 1/12, and Y 3 lakh. Y is the sacrificing partner. 3 lakh into 1/6. So this comes out to be 25,000. And here it will be 50,000. I hope it's clear. Okay. Now the new profit sharing ratio is to be calculated. X new is old plus gain. X old ratio is 3/6. His gain is 1/12. It comes out to be 7/12. Will it be 7/12? Y is new, old minus sacrifice, which is equal to 2/6 minus 1/6. which is equal to 1 by 6. If we make the denominator 12, what we will get? 2 into 2, 2 by 12. And Z's new will be old plus gain. His old share was 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12, 3 by 12. So NPSR will be equal to 7:2:3. Is it clear? The first concept, this was when goodwill does not appear in the balance sheet. Okay. Now, case 2, when goodwill appears in balance sheet, which is called existing goodwill. Whenever there is existing goodwill, it must be written off among partners in their old profit sharing ratio, and the journal entry for this will be partners capital debit to goodwill in old profit sharing ratio. Let's take another example. For example, A, B, C, D, 4, 3, 2, 1. New is 4:1:4:1. Okay. Existing goodwill, that means goodwill appearing in balance sheet. Existing goodwill is equal to 1 lakh, and goodwill is valued at rupees 2,40,000. Pass journal entries. Okay, let's solve this. As I've already told you regarding the existing goodwill, it must be written off. So first journal entry will be for the existing goodwill. The journal entry will be A's capital debit, B's capital debit, C's capital debit, D's capital debit to goodwill 2 lakh. The existing goodwill is 1 lakh. 1 lakh. It will be 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, 10,000. This is the existing goodwill which has been written off. Now regarding the valued goodwill, we pass the journal entry gaining partners capital account debit to the sacrificing partners capital account. So let's calculate the gain or sacrifice. So first of all, A, his old share was 4 by 10. New share is again 4 by 10. No sacrifice, no gain. In case of B, 3 by 10 minus 1 by 10, 2 by 10 sacrifice. C, 2 by 10 minus 4 by 10, 4 by 10, 4 by 10, 2, it is minus 2 by 10, it is gain. And in case of D, 1 by 10 minus 1 by 10, nil. So our gaining partner is C and our sacrificing partner is B. So the journal entry for this will be, second journal entry, C's capital debit to B's capital, and the amount will be 2,40,000 into 2 by 10, 48,000, 48,000. So this is all about treatment of goodwill. We will be following it with some other illustrations and examples and assignments. So please go through the video carefully and try to understand the concept. Thank you.